And the scene is set outside of the Rose Art Gallery within. And we are still live.
Right.
There's a light drizzle in the air as Stefan Braunfiedler steps out of a cab. The rows open for late hours. There seems to be an exhibit of rare Japanese art being displayed. The parking lot is about a quarter full. Quite a few limousines and well-appointed cars. Several drivers stand out in the drizzle, smoking cigarettes under umbrellas. Go ahead, do your entrance.
Stefan, seeing the drizzle that started just in the last 20-30 minutes, quickly makes its way under the front awning of the Rose, and inside, kind of shaken off a little bit just before he goes inside the door. He's feeling a lot better than he has been in the past few nights or even the past week, and he's here with purpose. He's here looking for somebody that he hasn't seen in quite a few years. Certainly not since his embrace. So he begins taking a look through the art gallery, seeing the front exhibit of Japanese pottery, sculpture, paintings. A few pieces kind of catch his eye. Perhaps a fine porcelain pot, a rather large vessel, ornately painted with cranes, rushes, reeds, and an elegant umbrella-carrying woman. As he kind of scans the gallery, trying to catch sight of somebody that could help him with his inquiry.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see your target. She's speaking with, looks like several Japanese businessmen. Do you speak Japanese?
No, I don't.
Okay. She, you pick up. She just seems to be thanking them for bringing the exhibit. Very warm and graciously. You feel a tug at your elbow that kind of breaks the reverie of memories flooding back to you, and a rather large black man in a suit standing at your shoulder.
Left or right?
Your left shoulder. Yep.
Yes. Can I help you?
Do you have business with the lady of the house?
I was looking for Clara to discuss business. Yes.
What is your name?
Stefan Braunfiedler. And as I say that, I'm going to force a blood point into a blush of health.
Okay. As you tell the man your name, he nods and then turns back to you. Make sure I can find you.
I will stay right here taking in this exhibit.
Several minutes pass as you glance along the wall of art before you. The crowd is a mix of it looks like students and wealthy benefactors, kind of moving about, all appreciating the workmanship and dedication to this ancient art. Yes, art. And as you see the man approach, coming back again in his black gray suit, red highlighted tie. He seems to walk with a air of confidence to him, and he approaches you. Lady, take your meeting. Please follow me.
He follows and kind of straightens out his button-down shirt, collar, and his sport coat.
You notice as he turns, he says something and touches his right ear. You notice a wire running down from the ear to his suit, and he begins to lead you back further into the gallery. Looks like to one of the closed installations, away from prying ears and eyes.
And he said what he did. He tried to say it low.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Let me see if I can pick up anything. No, not with one success.
Okay. You follow him through several hallways. The gallery is kind of maze-like with half walls, and a lot of things look very similar. It's very easy to lose your way within here, it appears. And he motions you to a small exhibit. Looks like ancient Egyptian kind of display. There's a rather large sarcophagus, and also several looks like stone etched hieroglyphs, like etched into a large block of stone on the wall. Lady will be here with you shortly. Is there anything I can get you?
My apologies. I was distracted by this quite interesting work, and then I see what you just described. No, I am good. I will wait here for her to call me in.
Give me a perception roll. Difficulty is 7.
Okay. Lucky number 7. Come on, Daddy need a new pair of shoes. Ooh.
You hear the sounds of heels on the granite floors, coming down the hall rather hurriedly as this tall gentleman abruptly steps out of the area. Coming out of the hallway, you see Clara Fitzpatrick in all her ridiculous beauty. She instantly disarms you with a smile, warmly greeting you. Stefan, how long has it been? Oh, as she leans in to give you a peck on the cheek.
Quite some many years. I must apologize.
Where have you been keeping yourself? She giggles.
I am actually quite surprised that you have not been aware of my presence as much as you have. Or
She
certainly
smiles.
that
Okay.
Daniel has not talked to you in quite some time. I know it has been quite a while since I have called him. Certainly a lot longer since I have seen him. Hopefully he is still doing okay.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Yeah, you look at her and she appears much as you remember her. Perhaps more stunning than before, as she kind of leans back along the sarcophagus, eyeing you as you explain your whereabouts recently. So, what do I owe the pleasure of this visit, Stefan?
Well, I believe it is high time that I attempt this first exhibition again. I do apologize. That I could not make the original exhibition, certainly for the transportation of a rather large stone sculpture, but yeah, it is indeed business. Lord knows any benefactors who like what they see are definitely going to be much appreciated.
Oh, well, do you have a picture, perhaps on your phone, of this work of yours?
I did manage, as he kind of pulls out his phone from one of the inside breast pockets, kind of awkwardly fiddles with it. Oh, right there. I did manage to take this. It's not a very good picture, as he opens up his little old-ass flip phone.
She takes the phone in her hand, looking at it, gazing at it.
The picture captured, let me see, the sculpture from about knee level to head level, and the aspect is not by all means pretty. It shows a solid marble sculpture, white marble, with colorful, striking eyes that look very, very much like gemstone, only grainy because of the camera quality, like 1, 2 megapixel at most.
Okay.
Of a woman dressed in modern-ish urban attire. Looks like a mother holding a very ornate, very beautiful package in her hands, like a gift.
Did you actually? She glances at it. Gives a warm smile as she looks
If
back up at your eyes.
if sculpture is one of the things that causes entrancement, even though the picture quality is low, the work itself is 10 months and a god awful amount of successes. Careful work. If I were showing her a better picture, yeah. The symmetry that she can pick up is damn near perfect to life. From what you can see.
How large is this, Stefan?
Let me see. The woman herself, 5'7", 5'8", and standing on a classic square pedestal, which stands about 2 to 3 feet tall, and is roughly the size of a coffee table, square. It's quite large, almost 10 feet, and weighs just under 1 ton. 1 American ton, not metric. And it will take some
As she hands the phone back to you. When can you bring this by, Stefan? Or can I view it personally before you bring it to the gallery?
By all means. I have never gone through this process before, but I have talked to quite a few people. No, by all means, I can show you the piece tonight if you have the time. As far as transportation, it may be a little tricky. I would recommend careful movers, very strong furniture dollies, possibly something with a boom, because it is in my apartment upstairs, above a small diner. That is where I sculpted the piece. Lucky for me, I found the studio with very high ceilings.
Yes. I would like to see this, Stefan. Very much. I would. And she kind of grips like your shoulder kind of strongly, kind of feel the muscles in your shoulder kind of give way under her grip.
I don't let on that I notice. I let it pass nonchalantly, but take note of that.
Uh, the scene picks up again within Stefan Braunfiedler's apartment as Clara Fitzpatrick stares at the magnificent piece created over months of hard work and dedication. As she takes in this work, her driver, the rather large, suited black man, stands at the door of the apartment. Her eyes glimmer in the lights of the somewhat drab apartment.
It's true.
She seems to bring a classiness to your apartment that has been lacking recently.
Right. Because the classiest thing he has is a small sitting area just inside the door. The small throw rug and a couple cushy chairs.
She puts her hands very close to the sculpture, kind of feeling its essence or its impressions. Her eyes kind of glaze over as this happens. She has a look of almost ecstasy as she stares upon it.
Is she looking into the face of the sculpture?
Actually, she's at a looks like the older woman's her neck. She's actually focused on currently.
Okay. She'll notice that well, he wasn't lying. The detail and around the neck, there seem to be signs like almost like veins or structure that she can notice in the stone, as though the outside layer of stone were just a skin, even though that's completely impossible. But it seems to show stress, perhaps from fear or some kind of like the stress of longing. It displays in her neck. There's many emotions that are displayed in the piece, from the way the woman is standing to the expression on her face, down to how her hands are holding the gift, and even in the neck and around the mouth.
She turns to you almost matter-of-factly. Did you know this woman?
The subject was not any one person. The title would be the idealized nurturer, based on several people, including.
She finishes your sentence with, your mother?
Partially, yes. And a victim of random violence that unfortunately could not be saved.
This piece is something to behold. You say you're willing to part with it?
I'm not exactly willing to part with it at the moment. I would like to definitely put it on exhibit. Perhaps something for a to be determined amount of time. But I have not given thought to actually selling the piece. But I do definitely want more people to see it and witness it.
Oh, of course. I mean, the lines, the way the light, even this poor lighting in here, it brings a longing to my soul.
You're picking up on one of the few emotions that this woman is projecting, even though she is from stone. Perhaps you have gazed into her eyes, and he kind of points upward a little bit, and you notice those are definitely they look like inset carved jewels, but at the same time, I guess you could roll in intelligence crafts if you want. Probably difficulty 8 or 9 because of the techniques.
1 success.
Okay. Those, if those are like cleverly produced, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like glass eyes. That is remarkable work because they look too real, even down to the randomness of the retina.
As she looks at the eyes, paying a particular note to the craftsmanship, she turns. Well, you understand that I have many benefactors to the gallery. None of them like to hear the word no when they desire something.
Understood. I will tell you what. If we can set up an exhibition, run it for, say, 3 months, that should be reasonable. We do not want to take up too much space and too much time. I know you have a lot of things that must be shown, must be put on exhibit. If after 3 months, or after 3 months, I will make my decision as to whether or not I wish to sell the piece. And I will try to make it not disappointing. But you understand it is very hard to part with something such as this. I could imagine what Michelangelo must have felt when, if he were to sell his grand magnum opus of a piece.
She glances at you again. A little befuddlement crosses her eyebrows. Her nose kind of turns upward a bit. But Stefan, you are talented, yet you are not a Michelangelo just yet.
No. Only one success as far as viewership at this moment. So there is much more to go. Plus, after this 3 months period of being on display, I would very much like to discuss, if indeed I say yes to selling it, definitely discuss a carefully deliberated price. It was not cheap to produce.
No, of course not. Uh, I believe that is agreeable.
Excellent. Now,
I do not.
Mhm.
I do not know that you are aware that Daniel asked for me to look out for you in our fair city. It troubles me that it has taken you so long to reveal yourself to me.
I I have I have had dealings with other neonates in this city. One of which was incidentally shared something in common with the name of your gallery. Now I find it hard to believe that that is a coincidence. Unfortunately, she is dead.
Oh, you speak of young Miss Blanc. Such a troubled young one.
Yeah. So, just like so many of us, troubled in youth. Little bit of time, things could have been different, but that is the past. And that is not conducive of enjoying one's existence.
No.
But I do indeed. I apologize. It took me so long. I did not realize that Daniel stated that, but I am not surprised. We were friends for a lot longer than you may be aware. We actually grew up in the same neighborhood.
Oh, he's spoken of you many times. But yes, I have lost contact with him in recent years.
I was planning to take. I'm actually planning a trip back to New York. However, I am unaware of the political structure. I know when I was originally introduced to the Camarilla there, I was told to be careful. It's not exactly a stable city. So not knowing the climate is going to affect that. But I have some other business in New York that I would like to round up. Hopefully, I will be able to pay him a visit. I will definitely make sure that this does not get in the way of business.
Good. I will. I will have the movers come. How much time do you need?
Let me see. I would say by tomorrow night I will have most of everything on the left wall. The left wall is has three solid pane windows. I will move this out of the way so it is a straight shot out the door. But now you see why it is going to be so difficult because of the metal landing.
She glances at the obstructions.
The door frame itself should not provide too much of an issue. It is a little taller, about 1 to 2 feet taller than an average frame. And the heavy door, as thick as it is, actually pulls back a lot farther. than it is. I just need to move um, the coat rack.
She kind of giggles as you say coat rack. I'm sure you could explain this to the movers, Stefan. It's been quite some time since I've moved anything.
It is quite all right. When you are an academic, it is not something that you are accustomed to doing. Heavy work.
With that, you see the man at the door. You picked up his name as Kira has said it on the drive over, giving him directions. Orlando. He places his finger to his ear and rather meekly, my lady, your guests are beginning to wonder where you are. Oh, yes, I almost forgot about them. Stefan, I must be leaving you. I have other affairs to attend to this evening.
Of course. I hope your guests have not been waiting for too long. I know it is quite important to keep up appearances.
I thank you, though, and yes, movers will be here for the peace. We will open the exhibit in a week. That's when we will have adequate space. I have an installation being sent to California.
Quite intriguing. Probably to Los Angeles, no?
I think Sacramento, but I could be mistaken.
I'm not too familiar, so. But we can discuss this, these finer details when there is not social work to do. As Stefan kind of takes her hand, and he does not bow to kiss it, but he does kind of place it to the top of the bridge of his nose and then just kind of let it go. Until then, and if you wish me to make a speech, I am all too happy to do so.
Oh yes, it is always preferred by my clients to meet the artist, to discuss his feelings, his motivation for the works.
And if it is not too forward of me, it would actually be very pleasing if we could make this how can we say it, a perfect opportunity for other kindred to get together. With rules, of course, because this is your domain, and I, much like yourself, am all too happy to ensure that your domain, as my domain, this apartment, is not disrupted.
Oh, well, we do have security at the gallery, Stefan.
Good.
A guest list will be created.
Quite good. Then I will leave you to your work, to your business tonight, and I will make the arrangements for tomorrow night for it to be picked up.
Good. Come, Orlando, let us go. We have friends, she says that kind of snidely, to visit with this evening, as her heels kind of clip and glide along your wooden floor out the exit.
Stone floor.
What's that?
Stone floor.
Stone floor.
Yeah.
Echoes through the stone floor. You are left in the silence and solitude before your work of art, perhaps now realizing a dream, finally coming to fruition. And I'm out.
Stefan closes the door behind them and begins to set to work to make some space along the left side of the apartment, slowly, taking his time in doing so as the scene comes to a close.